So I see the same recycled meme over and over on LinkedIn. And this is a problem because it's the one about pizza parties in lieu of actual working pay and compensation that makes sense to the market. The general idea is that recruiters will meme around uh, the idea that a candidate explicitly stated that they wanted a specific amount of money and that was the range that they were interested in. It was posted in the job description that it was within that range. And then when the time comes, somebody says, "Oh, well, we like them, but we want to give them $10,000 less a year because we've got great culture and we've got pizza parties." And of course, everybody hates this, right? And so I'm sick of this meme, so I'm going to prove mathematically that this meme is actually dangerous to your health, and any company who actually firmly believes in this is actively harming their employees, which in turn is harming their business and hurting the business continuity of their company. So let's get on it. If you look at this, it's $10,000 less a year, right? Because they say they're going to replace that with pizza. Okay. Well, what is the cost of a pizza in America? It's about $18 a large pizza on average. Obviously, you can get it for like 15 or even $10, but I'm going more expensive here because I want to make a point. And so the idea here is that if you were to do that, you're going to be able to get over 555 different pizzas for that 10 grand. Okay. Now, the fun thing about this is that if you do the number of work hours in a year, which is 2080, and you divide that by an 8-hour workday, you get 260 actual work days, which means if you're actually doing the math, you can go in and you can say, divide that, and you can get over 2 large pizzas a day out of that budget. In fact, if you just want to cut it off and the company wants to quote unquote save money, that's 2 large pizzas a day that they could spend in expense. So, how about this? Here's the problem. A large pizza is around 3,000 calories, okay? Now, 2 of those is 6,000 calories. That's a problem. It's a lot of food. The average person is only going to want to eat around 2,000 calories, and that's going to be too much for most people, especially if you're sitting down all day on the computer writing code or doing some kind of technical engineering. But the bigger problem is that the human metabolic process taps out at around 4,000 calories, which means those extra 2,000 calories, that extra day, that full human worth of calories has nowhere to go. So your body's going to break down and you're going to slowly start to unalive yourself just on that diet alone. So these companies when they actually talk about this, when they actually make this joke, they're joking about unaliving you. They're joking about undervaluing you to the point where they're okay if you starve to death and your metabolic process breaks down because you're getting too many calories and not enough nutrition. They're making the explicit statement that they think it's funny that you've been put into a position where you have to accept that. And that is why I hate this stupid meme because it shows how out of touch recruiters are. And it shows that recruiters themselves don't give a crap. Okay. They make the joke, they meme online, they do it for views. It's just content farming. I get that. But it's so disrespectful, not only to the employees themselves, but to the companies. Do they really hate their clients so much that they're going to outright say the quiet part out loud and just tell their clients that they should hate their employees and the people that actually keeps their company working? What about business continuity? Okay, if I was a business owner and I had a recruiter make that joke, I would take that as a red flag that they didn't care about my business and didn't want me to get people that could keep it going. I would be angry that this person is out there joking about the livelihood of my employees and making light of the idea of them suffering and dying. Because let's face it, that's a lot of pizza. Okay. Who here can eat two huge, large pizzas a day forever and survive? It might be good at first. You might get a good day, but the next day, oh gosh, you're going to spend some time in the bathroom for sure. Not to mention the health issues. Think about the health issues. Even if you got yourself a extremely vegetable laden pizza, that's still a lot. Okay. Now, I get the joke. I get the fact that this is just meant as a meme. It's used as content farming and it sucks. But when I see it, I call it out as a red flag. It is because what it really is recruiters being lazy. They don't want to make up new content, so they recycle the old crap. They beat the same horse over and over and over, and that sucks. I'm against that. Okay. The fact is, if the company doesn't want to pay a market wage, just say so in the job description. Because in this case, every time I see this, because I live in Washington State and because Washington State was the first actual state to require pay transparency, anytime a company does this, they're breaking the law. Okay. If they lie on their job description and they say there's a range and then they don't respect that range, that's fraud. That's not only illegal, but it shows that the company doesn't care about its continuity. So why do you want to work for them in the first place? Why would you want to work for a company that doesn't want us be in business or has leadership that doesn't want the company to be successful? Why would you want a company on your resume that failed? People might think you're part of the problem. People might start to blame you. These are legitimate fears that as an employee you have to think about. And so whenever you see somebody joking about pizza parties, that is a red flag. And as an engineer, you should not support that. If you're a software development engineer and you want to build out the sort of industry and community that is safe and functional and reasonable, you should fight against these stupid memes around pizza parties. And you should advocate for the ability for companies to just be candid and have good leadership and say what they mean. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to be better off. Not to mention, we're all going to be healthier.